everybody. Welcome to episode one. I am super excited to have Nat with me today. And we are going to create a podcast together that is going to evolve as we grow and we evolve. But today's episode is the first one and it is Bridge the Gap. So, hey, Nat, how are you doing?
Hey Karen, I'm doing amazing. It's so good to be here, so good to be talking with you and to just be starting something fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this idea came when I came for an energy work with you just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, which was an incredibly powerful session. It was so like such an honor to even just work with you and to be in your energy and to be sharing in that. Yeah, it was incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You and I have talked about, for you, you've just taken a massive leap of faith within the journey that you want to take. And I know I did that a few years ago, but I'm constantly re-evolving myself, if you like. What I was doing 10 years ago isn't what I'm doing now. And to be able to step into that from something that you wait until we retire to do what we love is mind boggling.
Yeah, it's really scary. It's taking a huge leap in yourself and belief in yourself as well. So as of 2 weeks ago, I left my job. I moved out. I'm able to dive into energy healing and my path full time. So it's it was a long time coming. It took me a long time to get to the point where I was like, okay, I think I can do this. Not I think I know I can do this. Yeah, and it takes a lot to just believe in yourself and do what, like you said, most people wait till they retire to do. I don't want to wait that long. I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to dive into me. I'm ready to not have to work a job that sucks a lot out of me for the rest of my young, active, energy-filled life, you know? Um, yeah, I feel like a lot of people are stuck in that cycle of knowing how to make money in the 9 to 5 and not being able to break free of that. Um, that was a lot of word vomit, but I'm very excited
No, totally. No,
and scared.
I totally agree with you. And, when you're stuck in that 9 to 5, you're not making money, you're earning money, you're trading your time for money. And generally, it doesn't matter how many extra hours you do, how much overtime you do, how much you give of yourself, you always seem to end up back at the exact same place you started. Whereas when you create money, because you're creating it with your energy, there's a very massive difference between earning money and trading your time and creating money with, whew, that gives me chills. Creating money with your divine energy and the gift that you came in with that somebody else needs, that somebody else is looking for.
Yeah, and like it almost makes me emotional just to like think about it because it's so hard to do, but when you have this dream, when you have this goal, and when you're this type of person, you have to take the jump and you have to leap. You have to do it because there's so many other people that are waiting on you to shine your light and bring up your energy so that they can believe in themselves too. Like thinking about the people that, have walked this path before us, that have guided us to be able to do this, to know what's possible outside of the typical programming of what we're taught. It's, showing other people that, like, yeah, you can do this. And yeah, it's challenging, but it is so rewarding to not be capped in by, a bi-weekly paycheck, having somebody tell you when you can take a lunch break, having to ask to go away on vacation. Like there's so many things that come with the freedom of being your own boss and like you said, creating abundance, creating this life for yourself that it's not possible in the 9 to 5.
Totally. Totally. I know I've been fortunate enough that throughout my life, I've mostly had my own business. But like I say, I've evolved so many different times throughout my lifetime. It's like who I started out as isn't who I am now. And that's the beauty of being able to evolve and change within that. When you choose to be the creator of your own design, you can evolve and grow as much and as often as you choose. But when you're in a 9 to 5 job, you have to wait for a position to come up to then apply for it and to expand yourself in that way. But we by nature are here to expand and grow.
Yeah. And I feel like with the 9 to 5 or like with that, it's like it's such a cyclical job. It's that you'll be doing the same thing at this time next year and the year after that and the year after that. But like, when you got into that job, you were one person and like, yes, so thankful for it. So thankful for the stability of it. So thankful for, not having to work overnights and all of that kind of thing. And the 2 week paycheck is great at one point. But as you evolve and as you become this person who's like, I'm meant for more. Like I need more. I crave more. And the 9 to 5 becomes so restrictive instead of so expansive, right? Like there's a period of time where we needed that. And then there's a period of time where you have to be honest with yourself and you have to be like, okay, am I gonna like do this cycle all over again? Or am I gonna go and am I gonna create something that doesn't exist yet and is incredible and helps the world in a way that aligns with my heart?
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to get real with yourself. And it's like one of those things where you're like, you're in a position and you got to give it up for a dream.
Yeah,
Like,
totally. I mean, like you
really?
did this, the statement you just made, then you have to give something up in order to create what you want. You either have to give up the illusion that you're not enough and the belief that you're not enough and the belief that you're not capable. You have to give that up in order to be able to step into that. Or you have to give up time watching TV, time scrolling Netflix to, again, chills, step into
Yeah.
that inner growth and that inner journey work. You have to give something up in order to create and achieve something beyond your current belief system.
Yes. Yes. And like that's what you said is that like, I say it all starts as one thing and you're working the job and then you have this idea and this idea comes up and then you have to do both. You have to work the job because you're still here and this is your subsistence, but then you also have the dream, the idea and all of this building. And you get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm working before and after work. There is no more time for Netflix. There is no more time for relaxing. And that's where the job has to fade away and the dream has to pick up, where it's like, okay, like you deserve time to relax and sit down. You deserve time to build and you deserve time to balance. And sometimes, all the time, eventually you get to that point where the job is what has to go. And it is terrifying to be like, okay, I'm jumping out of, what society and what everybody knows as safe and, no pension and no benefits and all of this to, like I said, to jump to my dream. And like, it's this belief. It's this idea. It hasn't even been created because I'm still waiting on other people to jump into their dreams so that we can collab and create this bigger dream. Like, but like somebody has to start. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be the one to like take that leap and to start this train and to show you that it's okay. Like I've had one person show me what is capable, and I'm gonna be the one person to show someone else. It's like you can do this. You can jump out. You can believe in yourself a little bit more. And when you do, like you do have those limiting beliefs that come up. You're like, oh, when it happens, you're like, what did I do? What did I just do? Look what I gave up. And it's not even like giving up. It's not a loss. It's a recalibration. This is an opportunity for you to shine, to do better. My mind just takes me to a place like anytime I do have those doubts that do come up, like questioning things. And even like today is the first day that I would have got paid from my job had I still been working. This is my first time going through without a paycheck today. And I'm like, all right, vulnerable.
Well,
Feels weird,
huge
but also
congratulations on
I'm
that.
seeing abundance go in. Thank you. And it's navigating your mindset through it. And like that's a huge piece of it is just parenting yourself and being like, girl, you're okay.
Yeah,
You've
totally.
got this, you're meant for this.
Yeah,
You
totally.
wouldn't like we wouldn't be here if it wasn't meant for us. If we were meant to stay in the 9 to 5, we would have stayed there. You
Yeah,
know?
totally.
Do you
Totally.
remember when you jumped? How did it feel?
Um, So when I lived in the UK, I was a hairdresser. I had my own business when I was young, when I was 18 years old, 19 years old, when I opened my first business. And I had that for a number of years. And then when I moved to Canada, I started working for someone else and I couldn't do it. I didn't stay long. It was that it again, it's the security, that regular paycheck coming in. And I've still struggled with that at times now. When you go through that feast and famine kind of thing, because you work for yourself, because you're your own creator. I go through that sometimes now. Maybe I just need a part-time job just to bridge the gap. But I know when I do that, I've stepped straight into that feeling of fear, and the opposite to fear is faith. So both are invisible. So what do I choose to put my energy into? Do I choose to put my energy into fear and just go, okay, maybe I need a part-time job and do it, get there and then hate it? Or do I choose faith and go, how can I create something different? How can I create something more? So it's been that ebb and flow and moving in and out and up and down and round and round, and coming back to that place where I go, what the heck am I doing? And maybe I just need a job. And then other times when it's like, absolutely not. I love what I do. I truly love what I do. And
Yeah.
if I was given the choice between going back into a full-time job and doing what I do, I would always choose to do what I do, because it feeds my soul. Chills, it feeds my soul. And I know there's so many people out there that just that one word or that one sentence, that smile on their face or that recognition in their eyes, that you go, well, if you can do it, I can do it. And that's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. And like that's the thing, like being the bridge. Like I feel like to like our identity with this podcast, with all the things, is that like we are that bridge for people to like, like we'll walk across it and we'll show you that it's not that rickety and it is still hanging on. And even though, the wind is blowing and things are swaying, like we are gonna get to the other side, you know? And that's the thing, like it doesn't matter when you go and when you take the leap, you're never going to feel fully ready. You're never going to feel like you've got it all. But when your mindset backs you up, anytime you have doubt, like that's the thing. My mind, anytime I'm questioning or if I'm like, go back to work, what are you doing, crazy? It's like, no, stop, slow down. You did this for a reason. And I believe in me more than anything and like what I'm creating as well. It's so needed in this world and it
Oh,
just like lights me up to think about it. So it's like anytime I think about going back to a job, I'm just like, no, go create. Like this is your job. Go create something. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you put 1,000 lampshades on 1,000-watt light bulb and then still expect it to shine? It won't.
Mm. Mm.
It won't. So every single thing, every excuse, every reason, every fear, every expectation, every judgment, everything else is that other lampshade that goes on to the 1,000-watt light bulb that we are. And we dim our light so much that we end up being a 5-watt light bulb trying to live 1,000-watt life within the circumstances that we're in. And it's not until, like you say, we start to do that inner work. It's always inner work where you go, okay, that lampshade doesn't belong to me. That shadow doesn't belong to me. That one doesn't belong to me. And before too long, you that light within you has started to grow and you've got more belief in yourself. And then you start pulling off a few more lampshades. And all of a sudden now you're a 500-watt light bulb, and you go, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do this. And then you put another lampshade back on, oh, maybe I can't, maybe I can't. And then you start pulling them all off until you finally shine in your own life and lead by faith, not sight.
Yes, yes. And I keep saying that too. It keeps coming up in session where I'm just like listen without your ears. See
Mm-hmm.
without your eyes. And we're stepping into such an energetic way of doing things. Like the vibes, the energies, and like that's the thing. Like if you believe in the Wi-Fi that is connecting all of us, like you believe in this love energy that I am sending you, like there's no way to decipher between the two of them. And as we go forward in like this light and in this business way, like I'm really excited because I don't have to do business in any specific way. I don't have to operate in any way. If I don't want to do something one day, I'm not doing it, you know? And I'm operating by leading with love, pulling with my fantasy, and just guiding with what feels right in my body. Because what doesn't feel right is, that's the thing. Putting my resume in for another job. That does not feel right. Going back to the confinements of that does not feel right. Exploring the world and being in nature and having conversations with people that are also doing the same thing and leading me and telling me like, keep going, girl. Yeah, it's gonna suck sometimes. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, you want to want to turn around, but you can't. You're you. You're you.
Totally, totally. I totally resonate with that because, like I say, there's been many times when I've wanted to go, and then you keep going, you keep moving forward. And one of the things that I found for me that in the beginning was hard to let go of for me was the labels that I had either created for myself or that had been given to me. Oh, you're a hairdresser. Oh, you're a wife. Oh, you're a mom. Oh, you're this, you're this, you're this. Oh, you can't do that because you've got this. You can't do that because you've got that. And letting go of some of those labels and not just that other people placed on me, that I placed on myself. And it wasn't until I started to remove
Yep.
those labels of what I placed on myself, even down to if I wanted to study something and I studied it, and then after I'd studied it, going, you know what, that's not really what I wanted to do. I'll take elements of that, but it's not really what I wanted to do. But that inner critic voice going, well, you told people you was going to do that. So what are people going to think if you don't do that? What are people going to say if you don't follow through? And I realized over the years of doing a lot of things, sometimes you do them and you step into them to learn elements of them or to just pull another layer away from yourself so that you can go, oh, okay, now I know why I did that. And the outside world that has this judgment and this programming, this universal programming of once you say you're going to do something, stick with it, you know, even if you hate it, it's we're breaking away from that.
Yes. Yes. And I love the way you said it too. And even before when you said that we get into business and we start and then we evolve and we evolve like with our own heartbeat where we're like, and like that's how I'm doing it going forward. It's like I will do things until they're no longer good for me. And when I don't like this anymore, I'm not delivering it. We don't like that's just how it is. That's the evolving of it all and being able to do things the way that you want to do them in your own business. And it gets to flow and feel good. And when it doesn't flow and feel good, you pivot,
Yeah,
in your own way because you're a changing being who's doing all of these things and delivering it away. But like when your pivot comes, it means that Earth is ready for another pivot. You're ready for your next level. You're ready for more. You're ready to talk to a different audience, you know?
totally. Totally.
Yeah.
One of the things that I say
Yeah.
to people
It's
when they're
magical.
stuck is you're stuck because something isn't resonating with what you're doing, and you need to take a pause, evaluate what's going on around you, look at what's going on around you, look at what's going on within you, because you're never really stuck. You just not seeing perhaps an avenue that's opening up for you that you could take, but either you're not noticing it
Mm.
or another judgment has come in place. So for me, when somebody says they're stuck, it's like, okay, good. Because now you're stuck, now you're in pause. So pause is let's look at what the options are and let's see what's trying to call to you from a different direction.
Yes. And it's hard to pause. And even I find too, people are like, well, I did pause. And I'm like, did you actually genuinely pause? Because like what I found too, even over the last little while, is people said that they paused and then they were like kicked into either an illness or someone broke their foot or like you are literally like if you didn't pause, you're going to be forced to pause.
Yeah,
And what we think of is like, productivity comes from the work and the doing and the keep on going. The pause has so much more effect than the actual act of doing. The pause is the clarity, the pause is the information, the pause is the downloads. It's where the creativity happens and learning to like ride the ebb and the flow with both intensities, you know?
Yeah.
It's really a lot of the magic happens is when you slow down and when you give yourself the chance to breathe a little bit. Like, I
Yeah.
can just say that too. Like, even having 2 weeks right now, like, I haven't stopped. I haven't had one day where I didn't have something on the go, but just not having to like do everything and work and do this while you're like, I can feel the stress and like the lightness, the way my shoulders just like, like my body is not holding on to so much, and you can dive into it deeper whenever you allow yourself to just breathe, to pause, to let go of certain things that no longer serve you. But
Mhm.
like that's the thing is if you don't give yourself the pause, you're not even going to be able to see what is sinking you. And when you pause, it becomes very clear.
Oh, totally. The analogy I'd give people for that is you're quite happy to plug your cell phone in and leave it to charge to 100%, but we don't do that for ourselves. It's like having a cell phone at 10%
Hmm.
and you use it till 5%, plug it back in till it gets to 10% again, and then unplugging it and using it till 5%. You're constantly in that. There's not enough energy, there's not enough charge within your body to be able to go the distance you need to go. And like I say, we update our phone, we update and let it plug in, but we don't do that to ourselves. We don't allow ourselves to get those downloads and even to recognize the intuition, you know, when it comes down to us, because we've got so many cluttered thoughts in our head. We don't necessarily always know when we've had that intuitive download or thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it goes missed because you are so busy.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing, and sometimes a lot of us know you know what you need to let go of, you know what you need to do. It's just whether it's not the right time and it'll never be the right time, but you know, you got to take steps towards it. Once you recognize what has to go, you have to start putting more energy into releasing it rather than hanging on to the narrative, the story, the belief that you're only supported in one way. Like I have the visual of just like 4 to 6 doors in front of people. And like it's not even like if you open door one, like you get a pie to the face. It's like you open door one and there's an adventure back here, but there's also an adventure between door two, three, four, five, six, and none of them are wrong.
Yeah.
All of them are going to come up with magic and light and darkness and shadow and growth and expansion and like and pullback and questioning. Like there's not one option for you. And even if you choose one and you're like, oh, this turns out to not be actually for me, you can easily pivot and like, walk back out that door and choose another path at that point. Like
Yeah.
there's 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 not one option that's only going to work and this option is not going to work. Like they all are going to work for you. And
Mm-hmm.
like that mentality too of like I could jump out and I could do anything.
Totally.
Like legit anything.
Yeah.
Like
Anything.
like you have things like people are like, cuddling to energy healing to, creating businesses and like all this other stuff. Like you can do whatever you want, as weird as it is. Whatever idea is there for you, like the world needs to be like, oh yeah, cool, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, they're doing it. They're doing it, right?
Totally. Totally. I totally agree with that. And the label that everybody puts on that is failure. When they walk through a door and it didn't quite work out, oh, I failed.
Up.
But what you actually did was evolve. You learned
Mhm.
something about you, you absorbed the energy from that. And we, by nature, by design, we are here to evolve and grow and expand. you know it's only outward society that use the word failure. It's not a failure. If you come up against a brick wall, you buffer up against something that isn't quite going the way you want, then look at the evolution in that. Say, okay, well, what can I actually take from that did work, and how can I apply that over here? And if none of it applies, go, okay, I'm going to take door two.
Yes. And like failure, like not that it doesn't exist in my mind, but I love it. And I keep seeing things where it's like if you were like 30 fails away from a massive success, like how fast would you fail? Like I learned so much more from mistakes and being like, okay, next time we do that, we're not using that mu music or like messing up is so okay or like having
Totally.
something blow up in your face or something that you don't enjoy. I'm like, okay, like don't use that or I learned from that, like I grew from that and like I love each and every experience, whether it's oh my gosh, amazing, or oh my gosh, never doing that again. Like
Yeah,
anywhere in between is good for me because, like you said, it's all learning, it's all growth, it's all expansion, it's all going towards what we're building. And when you're building something that is literally like you are your life, you are your brand, you are your business, like you just get to live, experience, be free, and like it gets to exchange into just pure amazingness.
it does. And I love the word mistake, because when you break that down, it's mistake. So it was a mistake, like you take a picture and you go, oh, that didn't work out. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So it's a mistake. And I have this gift, ability, whatever. When I see a word, if it's a word that means something on a negative vibration, I can break it down and make acronyms out of it and that kind of thing. So it's like, okay, how is this word going to flow with me right now? So that's kind of cool. But as we come to a close, I wanted to ask you, if somebody's sat on the fence right now and just about breaking the edge of breaking that comfort zone, they can feel the resistance. So resistance is a good thing because you know that something good's coming. What would you tell someone to do that is sat on the edge of that comfort zone waiting to go?
Take a deep breath and lean in. Lean in. Um, I can only encourage I can only encourage people to go further with what they want to do, to feel more into their energy, to feel more into what they're going to create, and knowing that you don't have to jump tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Just start. Just start to take the steps, start to pivot your energy from, putting it into your 9 to 5 to putting more into what you're creating. Your 9 to 5 now becomes your side hustle, and what you're creating is going to be built up bigger than that. Um, so I just say lean in. There's so much support out there. There's so many people who are doing this that are 2 steps ahead that are going to get you there. And like they want to see you succeed just as much as you want to see yourself succeed. So yeah,
Totally. I
lean
think
in.
for me, I would say close your eyes and propel yourself into the future version of you that you want to see, feel, sense, know, and really tap into that energy of what it is that is your desire to create, and really anchor into that feeling and work with that deep resonance of building it in your imagination and within your mindset, within your vibration, so that you can lean into it closer and closer and closer every day. And before you know where you are, you're going to be living the life that you always dreamed of.
Yes, yes, fully. And like, if you can do it, any doubts that you have, we're wiping them away. And we're like, also too, like, reach out to either of us as well, because we're so interested in just having conversation with people that are like, hey, I'm scared. Cool.
Totally.
If you need a little boost, if you need something, like we're here. And like this is what we do, right? Like this is our passion. And like thank you so much for chatting with me today. I'm so excited to see where our podcast is going to take us and just the topics that come up, because I really genuinely feel you when we have conversations and I care about you so much. So yeah, this is going to be a beautiful journey. I'm so
Oh,
excited.
I totally agree. And for anybody listening to this, please share, 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 because you never know who needs to hear this video today. And if you have any questions, and if you have any ideas, or you have any thoughts of what you might like future podcasts to be, or something that you're struggling with, post below, because that gives us the opportunity to be able to share some of the things that we've experienced, because we're not above you. We are you. We are you. We're evolving and we're growing. We don't have all the answers, but between us and between everybody that listens, we can figure stuff out. So, for everybody that's watching this, have an amazing day and lean in to who you know you are on the inside. Bye for now.